Okay, we're back for the last part of the reassembly of the screwdriver. I finished gluing everything. I used an Elmer's Stick-Sol, which is kind of an epoxy glue, and you're supposed to have it set for about 24 hours for full strength. You can use super glue. Anything you're comfortable working with, as long as it's got a pretty strong bond. You don't want to use something like Elmer's glue or something that can break easily. The case tends to be a little bit of pressure outwards, and if the glue isn't strong enough, it may not stay together. Also, while it was gluing, I had put Scotch tape around it in a couple of places just to hold it together and prevent it from expanding. And then the new speaker is right there. You can't see it too well right now, but it fit in there quite nicely. Actually, I think it's a little louder than the original one. So the next part is pretty standard. Just putting the battery cover back on, and that requires a very small Phillips screwdriver. Make sure you don't get any glue around the screw holes here, just in case, because if you ever need to replace the batteries, you need to be able to remove these screws. I guess that's in. Oh, before I get it all covered up, I want to make a note. On the... Okay, if you can see this, this side has the switches. There's a little black switch on top, and then in the back. If you flip it on the opposite side, right here, right next to this gold ring, there is a little protrusion of plastic. Now, I wanted to mention it once it was together because it's a little easier to see. When you're taking everything apart and putting it together, be very careful not to break or chip or anything that little piece there, because that's needed. Once it's all together, that'll be needed to. I believe I can't remember. It's either holding this part on, or it keeps the claw from flying off. I can't quite remember, but it's really important that you keep that intact, or there won't be anything for the parts to catch on. Okay, next, so if you've kept the tiny washers, you can put those back in. I lost two of them, so I only have two to put back in. And just so you could see it, there are several pieces, and so sorry, that's not too low. If you get it all together, the claw is a separate piece, and so you have one set. Sorry. It slides over the little raised part there, and then the one with the bulb goes over the other two and sets down on that. So it should look symmetrical all the way around with the claws. Now, what's important before you put this back on, hopefully you haven't lost the small spring, and that goes over the top of that, and then there's a little gray plastic cap, and that goes right on top of that. Okay, now slide the gold piece in there, so then the whole portion looks like this all together. And then very carefully take the center piece and push it all the way up through. Okay, so once hang on a sec, got it twisted. You have to line up the you have to line up the 4 holes on the center piece. A little harder than I expected. I'm caught on something. Oh, plastic cap. I will probably cut out some of this when I go to edit. Once again, maybe easier to go straight up and down. Okay, there, it's locked in the open position, and if I'm not mistaken, the screws, the triangular screws should all be lined up now. And go back to your triangular screwdriver. Again, the spring at the top helps keep the claws open when you've got the screwdriver in the extended mode. Now, to the best of my knowledge, the orientation of the silver claw parts, since it's relatively symmetrical all the way around, doesn't really matter how this gold piece sets in, so as long as it all lines up together. Make sure the screws are secure, but not too tight, because the screws are going into plastic. So if you turn on them too hard, it's quite likely they will snap. Snap the plastic, yes. All right, now. Okay, so now bring the bronze part back down so that you can, and you will see that there's an arrow right there. Hopefully you can see that. So there's an arrow there with the groove. That should line up with the button you press to activate the light on the handle piece. And so that should notch in that way. And then turn it to the right until it kind of snaps into place. And there you go. Then you can press it back down. And then, of course, when it's in extended mode, there's the button at the end. There's the two sounds. Snaps together. And voila! It's all back together. So it's not super hard. Also, if it helps you line things up, make sure the center activation button, there's one in the center and then there was one on the end, make sure that's facing up in the same direction as the buttons on the handle. So I know it's a little bit choppy as far as a repair manual goes, but I hope it helps somebody get their screwdriver fixed. Mine's been out of commission for, I don't know, several months since I've had a chance to get around to playing with it. So, and you know, it was fun. It was kind of a fun project. It's kind of nice finding out how things work. All right. Well, thanks a lot, and I will try to put some relevant links down below the video to also help people out. If you know of any links that could help, please put them down in the comments. All right, thanks a lot, and good luck.